Okay, so for this week we had to do a PMT for a loan with a certain interest rate, and we were given these numbers here, and we had to determine the monthly payment and the actual interest rate for 120 payments. So one of the first formulas we had to do was the monthly payment, and this was just found by doing equals PMT D2, which is your interest rate, divided by 12 because it's annually, so there's 12 months in the year. D3, which is 120 payments, and then minus D1, which would be your $150,000 for your loan. One of the next things we had to do was determining the payment. So there's 120 payments, so each payment we got to be this number, and how we calculated that was just how we did this right here. And then so you would just do equals D5 and then fill that all the way down. You can see scrolling all the way down that this number is the same for each payment. The interest rate, so this is found by E8, and that's your $150,000 loan times D2, which is your interest rate, and divided by 12, which is how many months in the year. And so that's how we get that, and we do that formula again for all these 120 payments. And your principal is just B9, so that'll be every payment, minus C9, which would be your interest right here. And then you fill that all the way down again to 120 payments. And your balance is, going to deduct every time you pay. So this is just found by doing E8, which is your $150,000 loan, minus D9, which is your principal. So pretty easy. And then once you do all these, you just fill it in all the way down, and then so you can see your numbers will change as you're paying off the loan. And one of the first questions that we had to answer was, what would you still owe after 75 payments? And so I found that number right here. You just scroll down to your number column and you'll go to 75, and it'll say, $65,303.25 that you'll still owe. The other question that we had was, if we found a bank for interest rate at 4.5%, how much money would you save? Found that to be $36,870.38 versus your total interest here at 5.8%. So your total interest here, but comparing it to 5.8%, you'd save $4,752.18. So save a little bit of money there. But so how I found these two numbers, your total interest, is by adding up all your interest rates here. So you do equal sum, and then you highlight where your numbers start, which would be C9 to C128, and it adds it all up. So you can find it like that. And same thing for this column here. You just do F9 through F28, and you get that number there. So, and the other thing that I did was I actually split the Excel document in half, so that way you can view your first one, and then your 120 payment here, where you're finished at 0. Just so that way it's easier to view and you can see, but they both contain the same information, but you can scroll it independently and view all the way down at the bottom all your information that you have. So, but that was it for this week.